everybody. Okay, this is big. I have Nicole
Kalut.
Yes, Nicole Kalut. She is a licensed CPA and a Poshmark user. She is also a reseller. So we are going to be talking about bookkeeping, taxes, and reselling. All your questions. So my name is Karen with the Thrifty Flamingo. If you are interested in content like Poshmark and reselling, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to this channel. If you are returning, welcome back. If you haven't known already, me and Jay have been working on putting together a Poshmark course to take your Poshmark business up to the next level. If you haven't already, click on the first link in the description below and get on our email list, and we are going to be picking one winner every week to receive a course for free. Do it right now so you don't forget. Okay, so we're going to talk about bookkeeping, taxes in general, and kind of debunk some of that funk you've been hearing about taxes and reselling. So Nicole, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Nicole Kalut. I live in Connecticut. I'm an auditor and an accountant at a CPA firm. We do small business accounting and accounting for high net worth individuals, and we audit companies and high net worth individuals.
Nobody wants to get audited. I don't want to get audited. You don't want to get audited. So you did give a presentation at PoshFest.
Yep.
I was there and I got to see you, and it was very enlightening to many. So a very common misconception about resellers and part-time resellers when they don't make a lot of income, maybe it's a side hustle, is that they don't need to report their income to Uncle Sam unless they hit X amount of number. What do you have to say about this?
Well, I have to say that it's wrong. You have to report all income.
So even if it's just a couple $100, they have to report it.
Yes.
Do you actually have to be a business?
No.
So if somebody's just selling on Poshmark, maybe even eBay or any other site, and they're doing it part-time and they're making income, do they have to register as a business?
You do not have to register as a business. It's better to register as a business for tax purposes.
So what's some benefits to registering as a business?
So if you register as a business, you have to keep everything separate from personal. You can deduct more. So if you're just a hobby or under yourself, there's like floors, like 2% floors and different things like that will prohibit you from deducting everything. So like if you're a business, you can deduct cost of goods sold. You can deduct your shipping supplies. If you go to like business conferences that relate to your business.
I wrote PoshFest off.
Yep. Meals and entertainment. So if you just discuss your business, for 2017, you can still deduct meals and entertainment.
So if they're not registered as a business, there's no reason to save their receipts. There's no reason to save anything for deductions because they can't actually take a deduction. Is that what you're saying?
There's like a 2% floor. So there's like a limit to it.
2%, that's not that much.
Yeah,
that's not that much.
If you do it like a hobby. Yeah.
No, when I registered my business, it was not even $100, and that's for a long time. So, I mean, it's beneficial, especially if you want to do this in the long run, and this isn't just a quick flyby thing that you're doing, and you're like, I want to continue to do this, I want to continue to grow this. This is definitely the next step, is to register yourself with your state. So let's talk a little bit about bookkeeping for Poshmark. Poshmark makes it a little difficult. They don't actually give us our monthly numbers. There's no place to access it. I know eBay, you can access your numbers on breakdowns. Poshmark doesn't do this. So what is some easy bookkeeping for people that are just getting into this?
Well, they said at PoshFest that you can email them and then they'll send you like what your sales were for the month. So that'll make it a little easier. And I've had some people that told me that Poshmark did email them. If you don't do that route, you can also just, maintain your own Excel and then export it into QuickBooks.
Okay, so you mentioned QuickBooks. What else can we use to kind of keep track of our business?
So there's a free app called Genius Scan. And you can use it, just take a picture of your receipts and then it'll email it to you, and then you can set in your email that any emails from that email address goes to a certain folder, and then you could just go to that folder every time you have to do taxes and you'll just have like the receipts there.
All your receipts in one folder. That's really smart. That's really organized. I will tell you this, my first couple months tax of receipts, it's a pain in the butt. That's really awesome. So QuickBooks, The app is called
Genius App Scan. Yeah.
Genius App Scan. I'm going to get that when I'm done recording on my phone because that sounds really awesome. What else? Is there anything else that they can consider getting? Because it's good to have a few different options.
There's also an app called Expensify.
Expensify.
Yeah, where you can put in like expenses. And also QuickBooks lets you easily track your mileage. So if you're going far, like for say thrifting and stuff, sourcing. That's what they call sourcing. Yeah. Then you can like track all your mileage and stuff in there, and it's easier.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know. Okay, that's good. I use Mile IQ right now, but I pay for it.
Oh, okay.
So it does the same thing. Yeah, you can write off your mileage, and whenever you're going to a thrift store, whenever you are going anywhere business related, you can write off your mileage. And if you think about it, you're driving a lot, and everything really does add up. Anything you're using for your business, pretty much, you can write off once you're a business. So, you know, even if you're not registered as a business and you are claiming your money and you're not actually having anything taken out of, like, say, your paycheck, because when we work a paycheck job, they take out money for the state and for federal, so we can cover our booty for income tax, right? So when we're not doing that, how do we pay state and federal? Well, how does that happen?
So you can quarterly or monthly, depending on how much you're making, pay your taxes to the government or Connecticut or whatever state you're in.
To the state of Connecticut. Do you have to be a registered business for that?
No. They'll always accept your money.
No. So the state of Connecticut is not going to say, keep your money. Yeah. They're going to say, give me your money. Is this for every single state?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a rule.
Because I'm never sure about that. I'm like, I live in Connecticut. This is about all I know. You know, so every single state, you would pay your state, the state tax. You know, every state's different with that, though. You know, with their tax. Now, federal. How would people take care of their federal taxes? Because it's different. It is different.
Yeah, so you would send it to the IRS. So, but also you got to make sure like you owe. You know, you don't want to send money if you're not going to owe. So,
if you're not going to owe. So how would they make sure they owe money?
So you would have to like calculate it, or have an accountant calculate it, or a TurboTax. I love TurboTax. I think TurboTax is very easy to understand.
So TurboTax is doable for somebody who's not like crazy into this. Someone who's just doing this part-time. It is doable to do your own taxes still. Okay, good. I think a lot of people think, I just need to go get an accountant. I need them to do all of everything, you know? And I think unless you actually do this as a full-time business and like everything's pretty much included in your business, you don't need to really invest in an accountant. TurboTax works?
Yeah, TurboTax is pretty good.
Oh, that's good. You know, if you're still not competent with doing TurboTax, you might actually want to go to an accountant. Now, what about accounting type firms? What about like H&R Block? Would you go to a place like H&R Block for this? For businesses like this? Or
you could go to H&R Block. I like, you know, if you're gonna not like pay like an accountant, I would just say just use TurboTax or find an accountant in your state, because
just a regular CPA that can do your taxes. Because I think, you know, when you go to like a company that's just like in and out, they read your numbers, and they are accountants, they are CPAs, but you're just a number to them. You kind of want to find someone that you have a one-on-one with. I do have an accountant. He was pressuring me. You guys know my taxes done. So, it's like I'm just not a numbers person. I didn't want to have to do that every year. My mother-in-law does own her own business, and she has to do TurboTax every single year, and I swear her hair gets grayer every year. She's gonna watch this and yell at me. But no, she gets really like stressed out. She's not a reseller, but she's a therapist, so she has expenses, and she's just like I know when it's tax season because she gets all frazzled. And it's like, I'm just like, give it to the accountant. And then I think she's just like a little jealous, but you know, and to each their own. You know, if you want to go the route of having like TurboTax and you are capable of doing this and you're not trying to pull one over on Uncle Sam over here, go for it, you know. Or if you have the money or the times and the means, get an accountant. That would make it easier too. But you should still learn it, even if you go the way of the accountant. Don't just say, here's everything, goodbye. You this is your business. Yes. You need to learn it. Yes. You need to know what is and what isn't. So what happens when people are using their actual house as their business? Like, I'm using my house as my business. I used to rent studio space. That was a write-off. Mm-hmm. How do you write off a house?
So there's a deduction, a home office deduction. There's a simple method, and then there's a complicated method. So
probably a complicated method.
The simple method is just $5 per square foot, up to 300 square feet.
Okay, so no mansions.
Yeah, no. Yeah. And it's only for the space that you have dedicated to your business. So you can't talk about this corner right here is dedicated to my business.
My kitchen sink is dedicated to my business.
Okay, because if you get audited, and this is a major area for people to get audited.
And no, you do that.
Yes, I do. I do. So this is a major area to get audited is, home office.
Over inflation of what is and what isn't a deduction.
Because some people feel their corner is their home office.
And it's not. It's not their office.
Not gonna work. Okay. It's not gonna work.
Now, if you have studio space,
yes,
that works. If you have where your computer is, that is actually an office. Storage, I have storage space. So yeah, where your product is and where you work.
And then it's really good if you have a home office, which I recommend. I think that's better than if you just have like a storage unit, because then you can deduct a percentage of your mortgage interest, your percentage of your utilities. So to me, that's way better than
internet.
Yeah,
we use the internet for our business.
Yes, that's way better.
A lot of people don't even know you can deduct part of your internet, like your yearly supplier bill, because without the internet, I wouldn't be talking to you guys. Nicole wouldn't be talking to you guys. And I wouldn't be listing on Poshmark because I would have no internet. Right. So yeah, you can write that off as well. And a lot of people don't know that. So I hope you guys are starting to realize maybe I should go register as a business. At least a sole proprietor at first. At least. Right. I understand the whole difference between, what's the difference between a sole proprietor, an LLC, or an S Corp?
Yeah, so LLC is the usual way if you don't want to be a sole proprietor. An LLC is I feel that's really good if you have like an in-person store. So say someone comes in.
Like a brick and mortar?
Right.
Okay.
Say someone comes in to your place, they fall or whatever, like, oh my God, I fell,
I fell and I can't get up.
And now we're going to sue you for all your business. And then if you have an LLC, you're more protected. Okay. And, and then, if something happens, the LLC has no money in it. It's not really, they can't go after you, personally. They can try, but, it's the business.
It separates the business assets from the personal. So if somebody gets hurt in your work, they can't go after your personal savings account or your house or your car. It separates the two. So it protects you. So when it's just sole proprietor, everything's commingled?
Well, you should also still not commingle.
Okay.
Because that will help you, if you have this kind of situation. But the good thing about selling stuff on an app is you're just selling clothes. No one's coming into your shop, falling or, coming up with stuff.
I hope not. I really hope not.
Yeah. So then a lot of people just do sole proprietor. They don't do the LLC because, an LLC, then you have to pay in Connecticut, it's like $250. You have to pay, and then you have to, that's like a yearly or
every year
fee.
Yeah.
And then also to set it up, it's like $120 or something like that. To register, that's $120. Then you have to do organization information return. That's like $20, in Connecticut. So there's a whole bunch
money
of
just keeps building up. $20 here, $150 here. Yeah. Once you get employees, because some of us say, we do this part time. Other people are looking to actually make this their full-on business. Yeah. Once you get employees into the matter, you have to be at least an LLC, right? What happens if your employee falls down with all your product on you? And they go down the stairs, they're like, I was just trying to help you ship. And they get all hurt, and now you have to protect yourself. So it depends on what level you're at right now. So what exactly is an S Corp?
So the S Corp, there's lots of rules. So you have to have a certain amount of members. There's a whole bunch of tax rules. And then now in 2018, they've completely revamped everything. So
that's why it's a hot topic right now. Because there's all this talk about the S Corp, and everyone's like, "What the is a?"
Yeah, so I think it matters, based off of your income, which one you would do. But I think if you're gonna have employees and everything, then I think you need to make it a business because you're gonna have to pay workers' comp. If they have some sort of issue, they fall like you said with all the product.
Now, would you think that their homeowners insurance would cover that?
I don't think so, no, because it's a law. You have to have workers' comp. That's an actual law. So you have to have workers' comp if you have employees.
In every state?
Yes, you have to have workers' comp. Because
now you're thinking, do I really want employees?
Yeah, exactly. You have to protect them. You know, if you have people that are contractors, then you don't. But then you have to make sure.
Because their contract is subcontracted to protect them.
Yeah, but then you have to make sure they really are contractors. So you can't be like, they're really your employees and then you're saying they're your contractors to not have to pay all these fees.
I'm sure people have tried that. Yeah, I'm sure people have tried that. So separating, back to the sole proprietor, it's really important to separate your business money from your personal money, even though it is your money overall. It's important to get a separate checking account, right? What, and maybe a credit card? Do you think it's easier for taxes that way?
I think it's easier to just have a separate account. So you can get like a debit card with it, and then you can just be swiping with that and have all your expenses already on there, and you have a statement and everything.
That's what I do. That's the first thing my accountant told me. He was like, you need to change your checking account. Now I had a separate checking account for my business. It wasn't a business checking account. I don't know. You know, I did just have it separate though. But he was like, you need to go change that. And I was like, okay. And the next day I was there, first thing in the morning, hi-de-ho, Mr. Banco. And they gave me, my business card. It has the Thrifty Flamingo on it. I don't use it unless it's business stuff, or it's my money. But we still have a personal checking account. So it is important to kind of separate the two and kind of protect yourself and say what was business and what wasn't business, especially if you're trying to grow and be bigger. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the sales and tax use and getting your certificate from your state. So let's talk about this. How important is this?
Very important. So if you're selling in Connecticut, it's different in every state, but in Connecticut, if you're selling to someone, so say you're on Poshmark, you're selling something to someone that's in Connecticut. So say she buys something from my store, I have to pay sales tax on her purchase. So I need to get a sales tax permit from our state, and right now in our state it's only $100 that you get a sales tax permit. Then you have to file sales tax returns every month or every quarter depending on how much your sales are. And you have to do this, if you're selling to someone that's in Connecticut. And even if it's in Connecticut,
Connecticut to Connecticut, we need to report to each other. From what I know, a lot of the states are very similar with that. So it's rare that I sell to somebody in Connecticut. So they just have to claim out-of-state sales, right? And then it kind of balances it all out. Like if I didn't sell, in 1 month, if I didn't sell not a dime to anybody in Connecticut, I have to report my sales and then report my deductions as being all out of state, and then I don't owe anything because I didn't sell to anybody in Connecticut. Right. So you actually have to keep track of where it's going. So it is important. You can't not pay your state when you're making money, because that's one way to get really in trouble. And I know that the price for the certificate's a little different in every state. And you're very good with Connecticut law. This is where you live. Right. So what's your suggestion to people that are nowhere near Connecticut and learning on what is their ins and outs of their state?
So there is a website called NOLO.
I'll put that down there so you guys can clicky click.
Yeah, so there's a link that I have that just explains the sales tax rules for every single state. So I think that is really helpful. And NOLO is a really good, helpful website. It is spelled. They give examples. It's really easy to understand. That's
what we want. We want easy to understand, because some of it really isn't. They don't make it easy for us to understand. And I know some of you are sitting there going, no, really? And a lot of you have heard false things come from people saying, oh, you don't have to do this, you do that, do this. She knows. Whatever you've heard, they don't know. This is why I've never answered your questions about this stuff, because I'm not licensed, but now I have her. And she knows. So, whatever you have heard in the past, whether you think it might be easier for you, if it's not what we're talking about, then you're doing it wrong. You have to be doing this correctly, or, you don't want to get audited. Nicole comes knocking on your door. What a job, huh? Didn't the...
Very exciting.
Very exciting. Tax evasion. No.
Very exciting.
I really hope this has helped. I know it has helped. This is why I've done it. So Nicole has a new book coming out called Every Day is Payday. I'm going to put a link in the description below, and it's to get on the list because it's to be continued. It's coming out very shortly. I am also in the book.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, so I have a little bit of a segment in the book. So yeah, I'm going to link that below. I can't wait to read it.
Thank you.
I'm excited. So definitely get on that and make sure when the book comes out that you can grab a copy all about reselling and making money. And I mean, come on, every day is payday.
Yes.
Who doesn't want to read that title of a book, right? So if you guys have learned, definitely give this video a thumbs up. If you have anybody asking you questions about taxes and you're like, anybody else, share this video to them because Nicole knows. That should be the name of this video, Nicole knows. So if that's the case, give it a share. If you have any more questions, ask in the comments below. I'll be sure to ask away and get back to you on that. Other than that, take care, guys.
Bye.